Hello, loungers! How's everybody feeling today? Getting ready to do a little bit of manga artwork today. I hope everybody's feeling okay. Feeling good? Whoop! There I am. Hello, loungers! I am your eldritch gentleman, tentacled mangaka, proprietor of the Tentacle Lounge, Malik Torihane, accompanied, as always, by the lovely Wallet-chan, living definition of money talks. Over here, we do casual gaming, chill art streams. We are sometimes lewd, sometimes wholesome, but always loving and supportive, and I welcome you to the lounge and hope you enjoy your stay. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of work on Dragon Ball New Age Chapter 11. Already started on a couple of the pages today. I technically have done 3 pages. Hey, Art Dog, how's it going? We're just sketching the pages and stuff for right now. I'm trying to get through as much of it as I can. Let's see, we are on 13, 14. We're on page 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're gonna try and get as much done as we possibly can. Hey, you made 2 Dragon Ball races with a friend? Hey, that sounds cool. But yeah, we're just gonna try and get as much art done as we can. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish, 7 or more pages to try and do. Piplup, hello! And we're gonna try and get all of those done today. But if we don't, that's okay. But we are aiming to try and get all of Chapter 11 done. So, because we are short on time, let's head on over to the art area. Show you guys what we've been up to, what we have done so far today. So, these are... Whoop, wrong button there. Ah, there it is. Okay, so these are the pages that I have sketched so far. Got this page and the continuation of that page. This is going to look really, really cool once it's all inked and everything. But like I said, the key today is to just get the pencils and stuff done. We're trying to get all of Chapter 11. So Gogeta fires off the Kamehameha, and Rigger catches it. And we are picking up after that. I am going to try and stick with this as much as I possibly can. I gotta be honest, guys, I am tired. Really, really tired. I am tired, and I also have a busting out the ultimate Kamehameha. Yeah. I'm tired. I got a lot of not scripting work, but a lot of commission work that I'm trying to also work on. Already today, I sketched out the Hell Tubers for Friday. I started inking pages for a manga commission, and then I started sketching these before we got started. So I've been working a lot. Let's see. All right. So this is where we are going to. We're gonna reference the older version of this. Busy, man. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, as an artist, it's the best problem to have. That you're just always, you know, that you've always got work. It could just sometimes just be hard to find time enough in the day to do everything, you know? Let's see, so skidding, pushing against it, and focus in on the eyes, picture, screen. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that'll work. Tyrantherium, hello! Oh yeah, like I said, don't get me wrong. Being busy as an artist is the absolute best problem to ever have. The best problem you can have as an artist is that you always have work, you know? So I'm not complaining about that. I'm just I didn't sleep very well last night. So I just yeah, William, that's nothing I could really do about that. I was up to chapter 36 before the original version of the manga got shut down. Yeah, you got to keep in mind that I basically restarted. Eventually, Blue, you know, I don't know if I can be as, you know, with, it all depends on, like, where my journey as a content creator goes. Like, I feel like if my streaming career, does well, then I'll be able to dedicate more time to doing projects and stuff like this, you know? But as long as I have to work on commissions and stuff, sadly, DB New Age has to remain like a side project. And, you know, like I said, I have to do what pays my bills. And currently, due to licensing and stuff like that, DB New Age does not pay my bills. So it has to remain a pet project. I'm also not in a situation like I was when I was doing DB New Age, like, at a breakneck pace, where I was able to, like, put out pages and stuff, like, way faster, because I just don't that's not, like, my lot in life at this point. I have a couple favorite moments, or not even moments, just so much changes. I have a couple, like, favorite changes that I like for this iteration. One, I like this version of Rigor and Sapari a lot more. I like that we introduced Elijah a lot earlier instead of him just kind of showing up, and that his appearance is also coincides and ties in with the story, so it's like less of, okay, well, the next big bad is here, now we just have to shoehorn in the next big bad. You know, one big bad has now led into the other. I'm happy about that. And I also like this version of, like, quote-unquote Super Saiyan 5 / Asura a lot more. Puddles, hello! Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm tired. But I'm doing my best to work through the sleepy and try to get some work done today. Yeah, just working. Well, I don't do as many lewd commissions as some people might say, and I do have limits in terms of services on my. I do have like terms and services on my commissions. It's when you go to my page to like ask for commissions, I have terms and services on what I will and will not draw. Will Rigger's eyes get better? I mean, there's nothing really wrong with his eyes. That's just it's a symptom of what's going on with him. Nah, I ain't doing that, Anims. I ain't canceling. Like I said, I have 3 for sure arcs that I'm going to do, no matter how long it takes me to get through with them. It just depends on how long it takes me to get through those arcs, which will determine whether or not, like, I do the other arcs that I had planned. The only time I really ever got close to canceling DB New Age was when it did get taken down that time. When it got taken down, that was about the closest I'd ever been to like actually like quitting doing Dragon Ball New Age. I have not read any of Kakume since when was it? I think it was right as like the Warriors of Earth like went to go and start their training. I think that was the last I ever read of Kakume. What's up, Ruby? Hello. And Sunny D, hello. Do you think if Rigger didn't go through all the bad stuff that happened to him that he'd be better off in general, or will enduring the hardships be worth it in the end? Well, I mean, like in terms of the context of the story, I think the like the hardships that he's had to suffer are one of the reasons he's still alive. If he hadn't suffered those hardships, he probably would have died with the rest of the Saiyans. My 3 most hated villains. Three most hated villains. That's actually kind of tough. I think I would probably have to go with Z Broly post the first movie. So, like, in the first Broly movie, you know, I understand he's a movie villain and he's pretty fitting in that. It's after that that he becomes more of a meme and kind of boring. So I would say, like, Second Coming and up Broly is probably one of my least favorite. Jelly Vegeta, maybe, just because, like, you know, it's such a, like, a fillerish kind of thing. Then Gakko is not a villain. I wouldn't say, like, Goku Black, or even, like, Zamasu, because, like, that whole arc was actually pretty good right up until the end. You know, to be honest, I might have to say, like, Dr. Mew. I think Dr. Mew is very, like, very clearly just, like, Space Gero. So, yeah, I think I would have to say that. I'd have to say post Legendary Super Saiyan movie Broly. Dr. Mew and whoever else I said. I can't remember, because I don't really spend a whole lot of time wondering, oh, well, who are the characters that I hate the most, you know? I don't think that's gonna happen, because they aren't changing anything about the end of Z. The end of Z is still happening the way it happens. No. Oh, yeah, Jelly Vegeta. So, yeah, Jelly Vegeta, Dr. Mew, and Z Broly post Legendary Super Saiyan movie. I think those probably got to be my least favorite. I wouldn't even say that they're characters that I hate. They're, like, my least favorite. Okay. And actually, what I could do with here. Favorite normal human? Probably Bulma. I really, really like Bulma. I think, you know, her basically being the whole reason the Dragon Ball story happened. you know, is really, really cool. I love the fact that, like, her genius has made her relevant in the story. You know, we're in a story about people who can blow up, like, friggin' planets with their fingers. And yet she's a genius and she has remained relevant the entire time, basically. And her smarts has been what's gotten her there. And I think, like, some of the best comedy of the series actually comes from her. So yeah, I'd have to say that my favorite human is Bulma. Yolan, it's not that I don't remember Launch, she's just not my favorite human. That was the question. I like Launch just fine. Here we go. Show that, like, the beam is, like, breaking through. Like, he's holding it back, yeah, but, like, the beam is, like, breaking through. He's doing his best to hold it. Yeah, Grandpa Gohan is really nice, too. Yeah, I really don't have, like, characters that I hate in Dragon Ball. There's tropes and stuff that I don't really like, but, like, as far as, like, oh, I hate this character, I don't really have that anymore. No, she does not. Sapari does not go Super Saiyan at all. To be quite honest, William, anybody could shoot beams from their feet, and it's just a matter of if they use it that way or not. Anybody who has control of ki can shoot beams from their feet. But yeah, Sapari does not have Super Saiyan. Because, as I have stated many, many times before, not every Saiyan has to be a Super Saiyan. There's no bamboozling. Master Roshi just never learned how to fly. I mean, freaking Goten was a Super Saiyan and didn't know how to fly till he was taught. Master Roshi just never learned how to. was also part of the lore that the whole technique of flight was something that the Crane School learned. So it was something that the characters picked up after that. Don't see much of telekinesis in DBZ anymore? Yeah. Well, William, nobody taught Goku how to shoot beams from his feet. He was just like, you know, I can't fly, so maybe I can shoot beams from my feet to get me up in the air. Not exactly something that got taught. Where did I buy my graphics tablet? I bought it offline. You can see in front of me that the tablet that I use is an XP Pen Artist 22E Pro. They are commonly available. Yeah, again, we're not saying that it's not getting used at all. We just don't see it get used much. Do I remember the website? No, I do not remember the website. What it's Raditz son's named again? Wait, which one? Like, it depends. Are you talking about, like, the what if Raditz turned good timeline? From Masako X, in which case I think his two boys' names are Daikon and Muli. If you're talking about the one fan series that I have to do that I've been doing pages for, I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head. Yeah, in the What If Raditz Turned Good timeline from Masako X, Raditz has two boys. But there's another fan series that's based off of it where he has more than just that. I mean, I don't think Mr. Brief, I don't think Dr. Brief really cares all that much. I mean, he certainly doesn't, like, if he does, he certainly doesn't show it, you know? I mean, he's just like, oh, well, yeah, this is just a part of the life now, you know? If it bothers him, he really doesn't show it. Yeah, and What If Raditz Turned Good? Yeah, it's Daikon and Muli are the names of his two boys. Then in this picture is where we're going to show the image of, like, Raditz, or not Raditz, of Rigger and Sapari. We're going to do that one photo, but we're going to burn away more of it. Just the way it works. You can't really hold people in the Dragon World to a lot of the standards that we do here because the Dragon World operates very differently. Sure, it's got a lot of the same rules as, like, the regular Earth, but it also is like has its own different culture and everything, so... In Japan, it's actually not that uncommon to leave teenagers and stuff alone. It's actually a very common trope in anime that parents will, like, leave their teenagers home to basically house sit while they go away on, like, business or something. No, I can't tell you what to do with hookah. I myself am not a smoker. Now, she can't be half American because there's no America in the Dragon World. The continent that everybody lives on is basically, it's like a Pangea continent, where it's just a mixture of cultures all on one geographical space. Quick. Get these eyes done the proper way first before... No, there's plenty of fan-made characters who have similar names. The thing is if you name it the same and then don't change anything about the character. That's when problems start arising, when you start saying, oh, well, my character's name is Daikon, and he is exactly the same as this version of Daikon. Then there's an issue. Yeah, as long as, like, if the name is literally the only thing that's similar about them, then you don't have to, there's nothing to worry about. If the design is different, their attitudes and everything are different, the only thing that's the same about them is their name, then there's not a whole lot, you know, that can be complained about. Now that's not okay. Here I have my character named Rigger. He's literally the same as everything about this one, but he has an earring. No, that's not cool. Yeah, but the problem is that it's his own characters. It's characters from his own franchise, and he designed the first Broly. If you take someone else's character and then change it, that's kind of not cool. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with reusing your own old designs and modifying them. Nothing wrong with doing that. The problem is taking other people's designs and modifying them. Move this to the side. Here. I always make my own characters drawn in my own style because tracing doesn't feel right to me. Yeah, tracing... Here's the thing. For a lot of beginner artists, I understand why they trace, because, like, they're trying to get a grasp on, like, a certain art style or something like that. Now, there are some artists who say, like, will do a piece of art where they've traced something, and they'll just out and out say, by the way, this is traced. Then there's, you can cut it a little bit of slack. But when somebody traces something and then tries to pass it off as their own, then you're starting to encounter issues. Me personally, I'm like, unless you're like tracing over your own old work, which I have done. I've traced over my own work before. Unless you're like tracing over your own work, I don't really, I'm not a proponent of tracing. Don't like that. It's different if you've crafted your own like reference images, like when I do pose dummies and I trace over the pose dummy, you know, for the pose, that's different. But if I'm going into somebody else's work and then tracing over it and then saying this is my work, then there's an issue. Because at that point, you're stealing the artwork. Here is where... Oh, you're fine, Isabella. No worries. No worries. Yeah, that's where you start that's where you start encountering problems, because Toyotaro has encountered Greg Land syndrome, where he likes his light box a little too much, and he uses it as a crutch. Here. Yeah, I gotta be honest though, like, the young Gigi of before, I don't think should have been... I don't think would have been a good choice, because young Gigi had a lot of the same problems that Toyotaro had. Lots of, like, really, bad, lots of referencing, clear, like, tracing and reusing, stuff. But, like, current young Gigi, oh yeah, I would totally have given him the job. However, the two artists I think would have been better choices would have either been Dragon Garo Lee or Fenyo. I think those two would have been a better choice. You mean tracing to get better? Yeah. Some people, when they're getting started and they're trying to learn particular art styles, they'll they'll trace over, like, certain things to get, like, basically to learn their muscle memory, to start developing a, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? I just said it, basically. Muscle memory. You're trying to develop muscle memory and, like, learn proportion and stuff like that for certain, like, art styles and things. Young Gigi's Evil Goku story? I've never really been a fan of Evil Goku stories. So, sometimes it can be kind of lost on me. But as far as, like, artwork, like, yeah, his artwork is really, really good. That's what I said. Like, current young Gigi, who doesn't reference as much, yeah, I could clearly say he would be a really good choice. But, like, older young Gigi, I have my doubts. We're gonna lightly shade this. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, we really got Rigger rocking that dad aesthetic in this photo. Yeah, see, now, like, I know some artists who do, like, they start off, like, tracing things just to get a feel for a particular art style or something. I myself am a bigger proponent of just like, you know, like you can like put the reference images and stuff like side by side with the stuff you're trying to do. And you can learn a little bit better about like the particular style or whatever that you're trying to emulate. I think you can learn a little bit better that way because your body seems to remember it a little bit more that way. Again, I think older young Gigi, yeah, definitely. I don't think he could have done something like that. But the newer young Gigi, I think he's a bit more competent in that area. But again, I die on the hill that I think the better artist would I think the better artist for the manga would have been like Dragon Garo Lee or Fenyo. Well, I mean, Fenyo does, like, a lot of the art and stuff for Dragon Ball Legends. So he's already working for the company on a pretty consistent basis. And Dragon Garo Lee is a professional manga artist. And is the guy who did the, That Time I Got Reincarnated as Yamcha manga. So we're showing that this picture, it kind of represents his sanity. It's just kind of burning away. Well, that's the thing. Fenyo and Dragon Garo Lee have both drawn Dragon Quest stuff. And I've talked about it before, like, there's that big misconception that Toyotaro was Toriyama's hand-picked successor. He was not. He kind of just fell into the job. There we go. Yeah, I've talked about, like, the timeline of, like, Toyotaro, like, working for Shueisha. He had started working with, on the Super Dragon Ball Heroes manga. Like, Dragon Ball Heroes Victory Mission. And that's where he picked up a lot of the bad habits that he never broke. And then it was, like, when they decided that they were going to do the Dragon Ball Super manga, Shueisha was basically like, hey, we've got the Dragon Ball AF guy. Imagine the headlines when when people find out that the Dragon Ball AF guy is working on the official series. Headlines. It was just a tactical business decision. All right. We can save this. Make sure it takes first. And don't get me wrong, Toyotaro has actually improved quite a bit since he started. He just has some things that he just still hasn't fixed about himself, you know, in terms of his, of what he does. You know, he still has a habit of overcrowding a lot of his pages and panels. He has really bad issues with, like, run-off panels. The panels that run off the page, he does too many of those. His anatomy and proportions can be wonky and weird a bunch of the times. Still. But even at that, he's still improving. Ruby King, hello, welcome back. Thank you, Isabella. "10 years does not make it a classic. Not in my opinion, anyway. And oh. Do I like Chainsaw Man? I have no issues with Chainsaw Man. I personally haven't watched or read a lot of it. I've seen bits of it, but not a whole lot. Yeah, but that still doesn't make it a classic, and I am a boomer. I am old. I ain't ashamed of that. Yeah. Still doesn't, in my opinion, make it a classic. I think you have to have, in my opinion anyway, you gotta have more than a single decade under your belt before you're considered a classic. Yeah, I think, like, for me, anyway, it has to be, like, between 20... Yeah, like, something between 20 and 30 years before something is considered a classic. And even then, I think it also, like, comes down to the quality of it. You know, age itself doesn't make something a classic, you know? I think the way a particular product and stuff is received, its reception critically, and via the audience and stuff is also something that makes something a classic. Because, I mean, like, if you look at it, there's, like, a whole bunch of bands that came out in, like, the 70s and 80s and stuff. They are classic by age, but nobody's ever heard of them. So, you know, I guess it just depends on, like, the criteria. If you're going by age, then yeah. If you're going by quality... In my opinion, I think Super has a lot more ground to make up before it can be considered a classic quality-wise. I don't reject all of Super. Super has some nice moments in it. I just think from an overall standpoint, it kind of ranks with GT in the weakest of the main stories. And I like GT, so if I say that, like, GT and Super are the weakest in terms of, like, main story... And I don't hate Resurrection F. I just think Resurrection F is boring. So, I mean, you can just take the terminology Malik hates and just erase it from your vocabulary, because there's nothing about Dragon Ball in, like, terms of the series that I hate. I dislike a lot of tropes. I dislike a lot of tropes about Dragon Ball. But I just, there are things that I like less than the things that I like more. I don't hate anything about Dragon Ball. I think, for me, in terms of GT, despite me not really liking the Tuffle, story and stuff all that much, the tie-in for Baby as, like, the final weapon of the Tuffles and bringing it back that way, yes, very, very good idea. I also like the idea of the Shadow Dragons being the consequence of overusing the Dragon Balls, something that they were warned about, but they continued to do anyway. Because I am a fan of people suffering the consequences for their actions after being told specifically not to do something. I think that's a really good storytelling element. I don't like waving off all consequences so that you can abuse the heck out of something. And I'm also a big fan of Super Saiyan 4. But just like a lot of things in, like, Super, I think GT has a lot of really good ideas, but they execute them relatively poorly. They have a few things that they do really, really well, and then other things that they flub you know, they flub really hard. And yeah, like a lot of the dragons and stuff, like I like that the dragons came from individual wishes and stuff like that. And they were all very distinct. They all had like their own distinct personalities and stuff. And I liked that about them. There were just things that they could have done better. A lot of things they just could have done better. Actually, here's what. Here. There we go. This is, yeah, now I'm cooking with gas. Here's what we're gonna do. Instead of having him split it like that, we're gonna show him basically like ripping the beam in half. Gonna look cool. Never understood why they made Goku so dark-skinned in GT. He turned white whenever... again, like, those are bad decisions that were made on Toei Animation's part. Consistency wasn't a thing for them. They were just trying to, you know, Dragon Ball was still popular, so they were still trying to make money off of it. Consistency be darned. But I've also talked about how, like, continuity and stuff like that they don't really take any of that into account anymore. They're just doing whatever looks or sounds cool and might make money. That's what they're doing. Also, like, Goku in kid form and stuff, that was all designed by Akira Toriyama. Meanwhile, Nakatsuru designed Super Saiyan 4 and the colors for it. So that goes back to having, like, one too many cooks in the kitchen, basically. Well, they didn't make that song. A Japanese pop star made that song. That song was not made for Dragon Ball GT. It was a pop song that was incorporated into it. Just dawning on me that Revival of F is almost a repeat of the Frieza saga. That's, with the exception of, like, the Broly movie and Battle of Gods, that kind of, and Superhero even to an extent. Well, no, because Dragon Ball Superhero, is basically a movie retelling of the Cell arc.
But yeah, with like the exception of like most of the Dragon Ball movies tend to be retellings of sagas that already happened. It's been that way since the original Dragon Ball. Toyotaro's been trying to do a lot of things that Toriyama's basically telling him, nah, we're not doing that. He originally wanted Granola to be more like Zycor, and Toriyama vetoed it and told him, no, we're not going to do it that way. That's another big criticism that keeps getting levied against Toyotaro, is that he keeps reverting to his fan comic ways. You know, he still keeps thinking like a doujin artist, where Toriyama is trying to make him think more like a storyteller. You know, Toyotaro is just concerned about the next big fight scene, you know, and making, you know, edgy, cool villains and stuff like that. But Toriyama's trying to tell a story. Basically. Back over just to the right about here. There we go. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. One, they've pretty much shot down the idea that the Grand Priest is evil, so don't think that's gonna happen. Hermano is a pretty lukewarm at best meme that'll never get incorporated into the story. And I am not holding my breath for Zycor. Yeah, we saw a lot of that in, like, those fan animations that we watched yesterday. It's just such a... It's such a common idea that even if they were gonna do it, it wouldn't turn out that way. Like, I think if, like, Zycor was ever going to be a thing in Dragon Ball Super, he would have to be retooled considerably. Like, I don't think he would be the half Kaioshin son of Goku. It wouldn't even be the same character at that point. I think Zycor is fine right where he is, which is, you know, left as a byproduct of the early fandom. Maybe it's because Cumber came way after Rigger. I created Rigger in 2002. Cumber didn't come out until years after the fact, so it's the other way around. Nah. I have no reason to. They're not the same character. They look similar. They have similarities, but they're not the same character. It's not like when my friend basically had her character completely whole hog lifted by Batman Beyond. It's a completely different scenario. Like, Batman Beyond literally took my friend's Batman Beyond fan character and put her into the story and didn't pay her a red cent. It's completely different. Like, they took everything. They took the shirt that she wore, they took her name, everything, and put her into the story and didn't give my friend a red cent. She wanted to. She felt bad and wanted to, but she was convinced that Warner Brothers and stuff, their lawyers were just way better and more expensive than any lawyer she could have hired, so she never pursued it legally. She just did what I think most people would do when they can't afford to do something like that in that scenario, is they moved on with their life. She shelved that character and never used it again. Shrink this down a little bit. I need to shrink it just a bit more, too. There we go. Now, you'll see, like, a lot of villains and stuff from Super borrow a lot from, like, the AF characters. Like, Goku Black is a half-god, basically. It's a half-god version of Goku. A rogue, evil god version of Goku. Just like Zykor was basically supposed to be. And Granola has an almost identical outfit and color palette to Zykor. Purple Tiger, hello! Yes, Toriyama did at one point forget that Super Saiyan 2 was a thing. He thought Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2. He also thought that Android 18 had lavender hair for whatever reason when he did her initial character design for Battle of Gods. Because he was so far removed from the series that he forgot all about it. He didn't forget that Dragon Ball Super already had Super in its title. Odd naming conventions aren't a normal thing, aren't an irregular thing in Japanese stuff. I mean, William, you can not like it all you want, but the fact of the matter is that that was what it was supposed to be. Granola, in both look and attitude, was supposed to be way more like Zykor, and Toriyama told him no. Wonder why they haven't gotten anything from Young Gigi unless Toei and Toyotaro had before. Young Gigi, I think it's because of all the... I can't speak as to why. Why Young Gigi hasn't been hired yet. I know Dragon Garo Lee was a fan artist who got hired, and so was Fenyo. You know, so it's not uncommon for them to hire fan artists. They just haven't hired Young Gigi. I agree, Purple Tiger. Fenyo supremacy. So you're saying someone stole her character? Yes, Michael. My friend had a Batman Beyond fan character, one that she had designed and was like had like an entire like backstory and everything for. And in an art book for the Batman Beyond comic book, her character, outfit, name, and all appeared in the art book and later appeared in the comic series. So the DC Comics literally took her fan character and stole it. Here we go. It's pushed back. He's holding it. It's breaking through. He strains. He burns away more power. We're going to have him screaming he needs more. Then he rips the Kamehameha in half. Let's see. And for this page, basically we're going to do some reaction shots here. This here, a little bit more. That's roughly around the same size. Do you think BoJack will be rebooted? I don't know who they might try to reboot next. I think out of all of them, I think Cooler is probably the most likely to get a reboot. I don't think BoJack is. I think BoJack, honestly, I think the BoJack gang is basically what the Heaters are. I think the Heaters are basically the rebooted version of the BoJack gang. Here. Let me see. Well, Michael, she didn't necessarily share the characters with anybody. She just had it posted on her DeviantArt page. She never, like, really shared it. It was all on her DeviantArt page and got stolen that way. You know, William, sometimes I don't know if you're just, like, intentionally being contrarian or something, but, I mean, I gotta be honest, for my taste, I think sometimes you have some of the most lukewarm takes. But, I mean, if that's what you think, I mean, go ahead, you do you. I think we all have our own, like, I think we all have a lukewarm take on everything every now and again. I don't necessarily agree with everything you say, but, oh well. I think that's what makes us all unique, is we all think different things about the series. Hey, Tempest, how's it going? I've seen a person on a meme sharing R&R art, but sometimes they mix up who made it. Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times too. It's not a real big deal to me, you know? Like, I think my bigger issue is when somebody, like, takes my art and tries to claim it as their own. I think that's when I have, like, my biggest issues. I don't really mind if, like, somebody shares it, but, like, incorrectly credits so-and-so. Because I can understand that. Yeah, it's happened to me before. I didn't know it was happening on Amino, but I kind of figured it did. It's... Well, I mean, at the end of Dragon Ball Z, they all, like, besides a couple of them, they did kind of make a comeback. Android 8 and all of them showed up at the end of, like, the fight with Boo to give energy to that Genki Dama. So they did come back to help in that manner. They're just, power-wise, they are drastically outmatched. Yeah, all those characters show up at the end of Z. When they're, what do you call it? When they're giving all that energy for the Genki Dama, they all showed up then. Oh, yeah. No, DeviantArt is actually where Dragon Ball New Age got taken down for by Viz. Viz and like they sent they're basically like a company to spend 3 hours taking down literally everything on Dragon Ball New Age. They spent 3 hours taking all of it down. Which is why we now do it on a website, where I can be protected from something like that. William, you know for a fact you can't use language like that. It's not gonna get past the clear, so clean up the language, bud. I'm not gonna keep warning you about that. Yeah, it's not good to steal people's art. It is not. Go. Here we go. There. There. Three, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 pages. That's actually pretty good. How much time do I got right now? I got about 15 minutes. I could probably do maybe one more page, and then I'm gonna have to call it for the day. Chat. I have more stuff that I got to get done. Cereal? You. Know that I'm talking about like some other big villain and a bunch of minions that wanted to pick a fight with Earth? Here we go. Yeah. Zoom. Zoom. Here's what we're gonna do. Take this. We're gonna flip flop. There we go. I am looking for something really quick, chat. 1 second. Okay. I think I got it. All right. Thank you. Well, right now, my books aren't published so much as, we're not publishing them in a traditional sense. We're just basically making them available. I don't have any print versions of the books anymore. Oh, you flatter me, Isabella. It is what you do, yes. Here we go. Do I ever put a piece of myself in my stories? Not really. I don't really ever, like, self-insert myself. I did, like, kind of have an idea that, like, whenever I, like, did, like, a tournament arc, or if I had, like, a big crowd, that maybe, like, I could hide my character in there. But that's about it. It's not like I would ever make, like, a character that's basically a self-insert of me and make them a focal point of the story. I'd never do anything like that. Yep, that kind of be the way it happens sometimes, you know. There we go. Here we go. There we are. 7 pages. 7 sketched pages. That's actually not that bad of a rate. Boom. 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 There we go. Yeah. They're pretty good, chat. Alright. Alright, chat. Unfortunately, that is where I have to call it for the evening. I do have other business that I must attend to. That is commission related. Doing these extra 2-hour streams. It's fun, but I do have to get back to regular work. So I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out for our Halloween weekdays. I really, really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming in, talking to me, all your questions and comments and stuff like that. I appreciate it. I love having these chit chats. Tomorrow will be our extra stream over on Twitch, where we will be beginning Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. So I hope to see you guys over there tomorrow. And then on Friday, we'll be doing Helltubers. So, in the meantime, I will see you guys all tomorrow. Well, whoever's over on Twitch. I will see you guys over on Twitch tomorrow. Until then, have a great rest of the morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be. I am Malik Torihane. That is the lovely Wallet Chan. This has been the Tentacle Lounge, and I will see all of my lovely loungers again next time.